Peace, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Two British Nerds, hosted by myself, the DJ Sava. Please check us out on the Twitter. That's at CAVADJ, which is my Twitter, my personal Twitter. Check out the Two British Nerds Twitter page at Two British Nerds with a Z at the end. I've totally forgotten Shika One Dude's Twitter page. Oh well, sorry, bro. He actually can't be in this episode today because he couldn't make it. Just to let you people out, I'm gonna be flying out to the south of France from Marseille for 2 weeks. I will be back in the UK from the 14th of August, so the podcast will be back on again. I will try to do my best to try maybe record the podcast while I'm over there for the next 14 days. If not, I'll be tweeting crazy about what's happening, upcoming news and so forth, just to keep everything running smoothly. Or when I come back, I might just round it up with Shika One Dude, what's been happening the last 2 weeks, and put into our major podcast. So yeah, this episode is gonna be me flying solo again. The only thing that sucks about me going on holidays is I'm not going to be able to watch the Fantastic Four movie. I'm the kind of guy, when those movies come out, I always watch them on the first day. But I know for a fact Shika One Dude probably will watch it when it comes out, and so we'll probably be giving you guys a review, or we will review it when I get back. Or I'll be watching it literally when I get back. So far, the film hasn't got a lot of good reviews. We all know why. One of the reasons is basically, I know you guys don't know, or you might know, the reason this movie's been so rushed is because the deal was, if Fox didn't produce a Fantastic Four movie, I believe within like 3 years or so forth, that the movie rights would automatically go back to Marvel, so they just rushed to put anything together. I take it just to keep the license with Fox. Yeah, that's basically it, really. I mean, a lot of fans have been slating it, giving it negative reviews. I mean, even I think the critics I've watched it have said it's not a good movie, but you never know until you actually watch the movie. So, I will say this because the movie isn't comic related, from what I was hearing. So, when you guys go in there, just don't watch it as a comic book movie. Just watch it as a movie. That's basically it. Fantastic Four comes out next week on the 6th of August, I believe. From the 6th to the 11th of August. The 6th of August should be out. But again, give it a chance, watch it. Everyone was slating Ant-Man, saying it was going to be garbage, and it was actually a cool movie. The movie's hit, and in the weekend when it came out, it made 100 mil. Funny, hilarious movie. So you never know about Fantastic Four, but we'll see what happens when the movie comes out. So that's a bit of Fantastic Four news for you. Just wanted to say my favourite thing about Fantastic Four is Doctor Doom. I do love him. Epic character. Next, what do we have? Original Funko Pop Bubbleheads have actually released. I'm trying to Google it now as we speak. Here we go, people. They're releasing basically the Sherlock Funko Pops, Funko Bubbleheads. So here we go. You will basically they're releasing 2 Sherlocks. So you're gonna get the Sherlock with the violin and the suit, which is pretty cool. You're also gonna get Watson, Dr. Watson, Mycroft Holmes. You're also gonna get Irene Adler, and you've got Jim Moriarty. He looks pretty cool. He's holding a half. He's holding like a half eaten apple in his hand, and you also be getting the original Sherlock Holmes with the jacket and so forth. I know they haven't released the Sherlock with the hat, and I'm assuming because it was no Sherlock Holmes wears the hat, right? So I'm assuming they're probably gonna release that soon when it comes out, but it's gonna be limited. So the Sherlock that I'm talking about now, he comes with the jacket and the scarf, but no hat. So I believe this will be coming out in September. So again, you get Irene Adler, Jim Moriarty, Mycroft Holmes, Dr. John Watson, and you get the Sherlock of the violin, and you get the normal Sherlock Holmes. So for all you Sherlock fans, which is me, cop it, buy it. It's pretty cool. But anyway, check out the pictures for yourself. Just go to the Funko website, or check out Newsarama, or check out basically I believe Comic Book Resources, and you'll see basically all basically of you'll basically see them. So they look pretty well, pretty cool, man. They look pretty cool. You know, I'm addicted. I think so far I've got about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, about 20, 24 of them. Which is pretty cool. So yeah, please check them out. We also have something that's been stirring up a while now, is the Marvel hip hop variants, which actually come out in October. Marvel releasing 50 of them. They look pretty cool. There's a homage to SP Rocky, and that one is Sam Wilson. It says "Long Live Cap." You got 50. There's a homage to 50 Cent, which is the Invincible Iron Man, which looks pretty cool. There's also the one with Lauryn Hill, which it says the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. This one, and you have the Education of Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. Homage to that, which is pretty cool. So it's gonna be pretty cool because they're doing all of these. They're all #1s, so they'll be doing them. I believe it as soon as Secret Wars ends. So keep your eyes out for them. More images will be coming. More images will be getting posted, and we also have. Before I forget, let me just punch this up. There we go with Marvel. Marvel. What was it again? That's it. So we have basically also Marvel. They're also doing manga variants, which look pretty cool. So you're gonna get manga variants for Deadpool, Deadpool Secret Wars issue 4. It looks pretty cool. There you go. So far there's 3 that have come out so far. So there's one for Miss Marvel, Inhumans, Attilan Rising, Spider Island, and all new Hawkeye, and Planet Hulk, and they look really cool. The Deadpool one is amazing. That will sell out. The Gambit one looks sick. Miss Marvel one looks okay. The Inhumans one looks okayish. Spider-Man one will sell out because it's Spider-Man, but it looks pretty cool. Hawkeye looks pretty fly, and the Hulk looks kind of mean still. So that's something to look out for. So, always usually do the comic book reviews in the end, but I thought I'd basically do it at the beginning because I didn't really buy. I only purchased 4 comics. Well, technically I purchased 3, as one of them was Sex Criminals, by Matt Fraction, and the only reason I got them was because they did a thing of where well, but what they wanted to do previously was they were going to put $1,000 in one of the comic books, and the lucky person that actually opens it will actually get $1,000. But they changed it and basically did a few hundred sketches, right? So in 1 in 25, you get a sketch by Chip, who does the art for Sex Criminals, and signed by Matt Fraction. I believe Matt Fraction did some sketches as well, but they're pretty funny, pretty cool. They came in foil covers, so you couldn't actually see them unless you actually bought the comic book, which was nuts. So they came out this Wednesday and they sold out pretty quick. So they did two. There was two foil covers. There was one where you had a chance to win the sketch, and the second one was basically just an XXX rated cover. So I got like two of each, but I haven't opened them yet because I believe that if I open it, I would devalue the comic book. So I just left it in the foil. But that's basically it. It's going for some crazy money on eBay, from £10 to £20. But yeah, that's Sex Criminals issue 11. They'll also be doing the same thing for issue 12 and I believe issue 13 as well. So check it out, Sex Criminals issue 11. The three books that I got this week: X-Men 92, Shield issue number 8, and Thor's. So let's start off with basically with a book that I actually really like, because I really enjoyed the cartoon as a kid, and I'm still a kid. So this is X-Men 92 issue 2. You have the writers Chris Sims and Charles Bowers, artist Scott Koblish, colorist Matt Miller, letterer Travis Lanham, and you can hear my voice started to go because I believe the hay fever started to kick in. So I do apologize, but I sound like I'm turning into Darth Vader. I am your father. I wish you was my friend. The benefits on the dark side, amazing. The covers by Pep Larraz and Jim Charlampidis. Assistant editor Heather Antos. Editor Jordan D. White. And obviously editor-in-chief Axel Alonso. Chief Creative Officer Joe Quesada. Publisher Dan Buckley, and executive executive producer Alan Finn, and of course X-Men created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. So in the last issue of X-Men 92, we find that our fellow X-Men have been captured by the Shadow King. They've been tricked into, in a sense, into virtual reality, and that's where it cut off. So in issue 2, what happens now is they all get induced and put into a reality, just like the Matrix. And the Shadow King is slowly manipulating and trying to take them out one by one, and he's trying to condemn them and condition them to basically, in a way, I would say, work with him, or force them to work with him. In a sense, he's using in the sense of mind control. So in this issue, it's a combination of the Matrix / Inception. What is real and what isn't real. So it's pretty it's a pretty dark few issues. We see what happens with Rogue, with Wolverine, Gambit, Rogue, and with Beast. And there is in this book as well there's a fatality in this book, or is there a fatality? You never know. I'm not gonna obviously mention it because I want you guys to read this. No spoilers. We also get introduced to this a team of heroes that haven't been seen for a very long time. Very interesting, very vintage, very, very cool. I like the bit in this book when he focuses with Storm, and he basically, sorry, the Shadow King actually uses one thing against the, Storm, which, basically something that she cannot stand and scares her to death. If you don't know, Storm is powerful, but one thing that she fears is she's claustrophobic, and that gets used against her. And for me, claustrophobia, I hate that, because I remember when I was a kid, standing in small places or being like in the middle in a car used to drive me insane. But this issue is very, very very dark, a bit humorous at some points, but it was very dark, especially the scenes with Gambit and Rogue. You're like, whoa, man, some deep stuff in there. You get a few flashback ish. You get some flashbacks with Rogue. A bit of into her origin. This issue was very dark, funny, but it was like I said, man, it's Inception / The Matrix. It was very dark, and the last page of the book makes you think, whoa, man, what's going on? What's really happening with these with the X-Men? Because right now the Shadow I keep forgetting, what's wrong with me? The Shadow King basically has totally dismantled the X-Men, and you're thinking, whoa, man, how are the X-Men gonna get out of this? Because they've been literally just ripped apart. The only person that didn't actually go into the simulation and wasn't captured because there was no need for her was Jubilee, and she's actually found a few friends that she is thinking, whoa, who are these people? She bumped into a few of the people that have been captured by the Shadow King, and basically it's the rejects, people that the Shadow King basically was like, no, you guys are not for me, and she just kept them in I would say in the basement. And it's funny because one of these characters is actually an old character from the X Factor, and that's Chamber. Chamber can't speak, but he has so much power around his chest, so much energy, he can destroy anything. So it's nice to see him actually being put into this issue, and hopefully we'll see more of him in the next issues, or maybe within the Secret Wars event, or maybe when they produce basically maybe another X-Men book, which they will do eventually. But this is X-Men 92. Again, this is part of the Secret Wars event. It's pretty cool. This book, I mean, like I said in a few weeks ago, if you enjoyed the X-Men cartoon, please pick this up because it lives up to it. The storyline, the banter between the characters, the personality, and so forth is pretty cool, and the artwork actually matches the cartoon. So really enjoyed this. The writing's pretty cool. The artwork, I love it, and like I said, I'll be definitely getting issue 3 when it comes out. Like I said, again, this issue is more the Matrix / Inception. Pretty cool. If you're into that type of stuff like me, and I love it, man. So again, X-Men 92, issue 2, a Secret Wars tie-in. The next one is I'm not playing, guys. So this one is, here we go. This is Shield issue 8, and obviously this is written by Mark Waid, penciler Paco Medina, inker Juna Veloso, colorist David Correll, letterer Joe Carmagana, letterer Julian Tonato, cover artist Tedesco, production Jessica Pizarro, assistant editor John Musson, editor Tom Bravo, Axel Alonso, editor-in-chief, that name's sick, I love it. Chief Creative Officer Joe Quesada, publisher Dan Buckley, and executive producer Alan Finn. Special thanks to Jeff Loeb and Megan Thomas, Brandona Shield, created by Stanley and Jack Kirby. This issue is a bit creepy, it's a bit dark, it's a bit insane. And what I like about this, because in each of the episodes of these, each of the issues in this Shield, I like because they focus on different villains, but obviously different cast members. It's pretty cool to see. If you guys have read Hell Hydra, that you actually see a panel with Agent Ward, which is pretty cool. But going back to basically to this, it's pretty like a pretty creepy, pretty funny. But like I said, how the issues of the current issues, or the last issues, basically just will concentrate on different characters. That the last issue was more focused on Daisy Johnson, aka Sky, the hacker with her dad, which is pretty cool. This is actually Coulson puts Agent May and Bobby Morse, Mockingbird, Field Agent together to actually find out what's happening to these kids who have actually been for some reason they've been kidnapped, and they've been upgraded with like a mutant, say, DNA, and it's enhanced them, but it's killed them. So these kids are basically around, basically being found dead all over the place. So Coulson sends both of them in to basically find out what's really happening, and it's a pretty dark, pretty intense few panels. There's bloodshed. There's actually someone gets bitten. It's crazy. The artwork in this is amazing. I would say it's amazing. The way it's written as well is cool, but the artwork really does justice to this issue. It's pretty cool to see how Agent May and Agent Mockingbird actually work together. They have their little banter and so forth. But yeah, it was a pretty dark issue. This issue basically ends with more questions than answers, as you don't get to the end, you don't actually get any answers from here, which is nuts. You hardly see any of Coulson in this. Director Coulson in this. Or actually, Director Coulson. But you do get to see basically a lot of basically banter between the two characters, which is amazing, man. It's also cool to basically see someone like Bobby Morse, also see someone like Agent May in this book, actually alongside going hand to hand, infiltrating bases and so forth. But if you people watch the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, then you love this book. I know after the next issue, which is issue 9, the book will actually is getting rebooted, renumbered, with a new obviously new writer, new artist, and so forth. I can't remember who it is again, but the next issue will be the last one until October, where they actually reboot the book. But I love it. Creepy, funny, hilarious. It's like a combination of the Evil Dead slash Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I would say. Pretty cool, pretty funny, pretty hilarious. And of course, even though you don't see a lot of Coulson does actually get the last laugh. But I think this book was a bit intense and creepy because it involved obviously children being experimented on, and they, you know, which is pretty nuts. But obviously, a lot happens to the kids in the book. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, but if you read it and find out. But it's pretty cool. I loved it. I'm a big Agents of Shield fan, and the show comes back in September the 29th. So that's basically Shield issue 8. The last one for me is Thor's. I just realised that they didn't do a Shield anything to do with Shield in Secret Wars, tying and so forth. But anyway, next is Thor's. This is the battle world. This is Thor's. So this is written by Jason Aaron. Pencilers Chris Sprouse and Goran Sudska, Inkers Carl Story with Dexter Vines, color artist Marta Garcia, letterer and production Joe Ziebno, cover artist Sprouse, Story and Dave McCaig, variant cover artist Del Kewan and Jason Keith, assistant editor John Mossan, editor Will Moss, executive editor Tom Bravett, editor-in-chief Axel Londo, chief creative officer Joe Quesada, publisher Dan Buckley, executive producer Alan Finn, and again Thor created by Stan Lee, Larry Lieber, and Jack Kirby. So in the last issue of sequel of Thor's issue 1, you had basically Ultimate Thor and Beta Ray Thor trying to basically really find out what was happening with all these dead women that were just ending up or just showing up basically Battle World, that were just showing up but no bodies. It's been happening for such a long time. Every time they found a body, there was no DNA. Everything was done clean, efficient. They could not find nothing. So now they were getting closer. Beta Ray, the last issue, had a clue. But as he was about to speak to Ultimate Thor, lightning struck out of the blue and killed him. As he was about to die, his last words to Ultimate Thor was Jane Foster. So this issue is entitled The Jane Foster Murders. So all the bodies they were finding with these women were actually Jane Foster. Which is pretty cool. So in this issue, it starts off and so forth. They pay tribute to Beta Ray, all the Thors and so forth. But all the Thors are angry because one of their own has passed away. So they do what they do the most, which is vengeance. So they go around, they start beating up and arresting everyone they think is a suspect, from to the domain of the of Hulks to basically to the Marvel zombies, to the Ultrons, to the mutants, to anywhere where they can actually think. They think of a suspect. They're there, they're there, and they're basically just trying to find questions, but they can't seem to find any questions until one of the Thors gets a lead. He goes, okay, fine. So if Jane Foster is the woman that I'm seeking, then I'll go find her. So he tries to basically find the Jane Foster. He finds that she's not around anymore, and he actually bumps into the unworthy Thor, which is obviously Thor. So he finds that Thor is, in a sense, trying to protect or hide something from him regarding Jane Foster. And they go into blows. They walk away. Ultimate Thor still doesn't know what he still basically is confused. He doesn't know what's happening, so they stumble into a certain house as another. They find another murder of a man that's been dumped there for a few months, just like with the Jane Foster bodies. So they're like, all right, so we got another dead body. So what? um, this character is I think he's a well-known character that's been found dead. I'm not gonna give you his name, so I don't want to spoil it, but please check it out. They're trying to find out basically what is happening, what's going on, and then obviously they bump into their old friend, which is Loki. Again, this book is basically, this issue is very cool. It's gone more deep into a murder mystery than anything else, and I do love murder mysteries. Thor's reminds me of Original Sin in a way. If you loved Original Sin, the suspense, the brutality, the killings, the who did it, what, who, what, when, and Thor's is for you. But again, Jason Aaron does an amazing job. I'd recommend basically this. I'd recommend this to anyone that is a fan of Thor or Thor's, and that's a fan of that's just likes murder mysteries. For you Sherlock Holmes fans, yeah, that's basically Thor's. So just let's move on to what I've been looking forward to speaking about, which is, let's start off with movie news. Alright, people, so we've had a lot of Batman and Superman, hype lately with trailers, fan trailers, and so forth. So, basically, they've released other new HD images of Batman vs Superman. Lex Luthor looks pretty cool. You have like a little face-off with Batman and Superman as well. The HD pictures do really, really look good. It does give the movie. It does the movie good in a sense. Like I said, man, I'll be watching the movie. I'm still not sold on the storyline and so forth, but I'm really looking forward to see where it goes and how the movie does. But the images are pretty cool. They've released, I believe, more HD images, so please check them out on Newsarama, comicbook.com, comic book resources. Pretty cool. But yeah, there's new HD images. They look cool. I like the way Superman looks, Batman looks. Pretty nice, man. Looking forward to see Batman's suit in action in the movie. So yeah. We also have, for all you Gambit fans, the Gambit movie. We do know that Channing Tatum basically was overly hyping the movie, basically saying he can't wait to do it, this and that. Really excited about the movie. News just broke out I believe just a few days ago, that sources from the Wrap have indicated that Channing Tatum is leaving the Gambit movie, which is nuts because the movie is scheduled for next October. So the main question is, because obviously sometimes we have issues like this. For example, in Ant-Man, a lot of people dropped out, cast, writers, producers, and so forth dropped out. Everyone's saying, why is he leaving? If that's the case, why? Because obviously he was hyping up the movie, saying he wanted to do this and that. And all of a sudden, he's out. So what's going to happen? Is he going to leave? Is he going to leave? If he does leave, who's going to replace him? A lot of the fans, I've been saying, he doesn't suit the role. Get someone else. So we'll have to find out if this is a rumor, if this is true, if this isn't true. Please, tweet me. Let me know what you think, what people think about the Gambit movie so far. Do you like what's been happening so far? Do you think he's cool as Gambit? Let us know. But yeah, that's pretty disappointing news if it is true. But the movie industry, you never know. So a while ago, we had a lot of rumors about a certain actor, Chris Pine, who's been in Star Trek One, Star Trek Into the Darkness, which is a pretty amazing movie for a Star Trek reboot movie, because I love Star Trek, and I thought, when I first heard they were doing a remake, I was like, really, how's this gonna work? I don't know, but really enjoyed it. Pretty cool movie. I loved part one and part two. Also, I got to meet him in real life, and he's a pretty cool guy, and he's really tall. He's taller than Spock. Because I always forgot they use camera tricks. Because obviously when you look at Captain James Tiberius T. Kirk, that he's pretty short. So yeah, he's tall. He's cool. And he's hilarious, man. He's a funny guy. I do like him. It was nice to actually to meet him. Pretty cool. But yeah, there's a lot of rumors saying he's been casted, or he'll be casted as the Green Lantern. But news is broke out basically saying that Chris Pine has officially joined the cast of Wonder Woman, and I'm looking forward to seeing that movie. So it says the rap reveals that Chris Pine has now closed his deal to join the cast of Wonder Woman as Steve Trevor. Those Hal Jordan Green Lantern reports were obviously incorrect then, but it still sounds like Star Trek actor is going to play a major role in the DC cinematic universe, because his multi-picture deal also includes sequel options. The site goes out to point that Steve Trevor will be no mere love interest for Gadot's Diana Prince, as there will be plenty of action to keep him busy. It says in the comics, Steve and Diana embark on a romantic relationship after he crash lands on Themyscira. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong for all you Wonder Woman fanatics out there. And he later becomes the Justice League's government liaison. Even after the two have broken up, how much, if any of that will make it to the big screen remains to be seen. So pretty happy that it's being casted into the DC universe. I'm really happy that he's there, because he's a cool actor, and I really hope we see more of him in the Marvel in the DC universe. So Patty Jenkins is directing Wonder Woman from a script by Jason Futches, and the movie is set to be released on June 23rd, 2017, which is a long way away. Also regarding new pictures, we also have Deadpool. New Deadpool images have come out. They look pretty cool, pretty dark as well. Then again, Deadpool is dark. It is funny. It is hilarious. It is Deadpool. I like the scenes with his guns. The scene where you have you do have Deadpool, just walking down the street. I like the one with the gunsman. It's pretty cool. But the HD pictures are there. Please check them out. Let me know what you think. And again, tweet me. Let me know. Deadpool is out next year. Can't wait. That's the only Fox movie I'm looking forward towards, which is Deadpool. Right. Here we go. Giving you some more news. Some more movie news. Ant-Man. Oh no, sorry guys. This is basically this is the cutscene for Ant-Man. So before I carry on any further, if you have not seen Ant-Man, one, there's two cutscenes. So please stay to the whole movie ends to watch the cutscenes. A friend of mine, a work colleague actually, he actually said to me, "Watch Ant-Man." He goes, "Yeah, the cutscene was nice." I said to him, "What about the second cutscene?" He goes, "Which one?" I said to him, "Boy, you missed out, man." So please, guys, stay to after the credits. A Marvel movie needs cutscenes. It has cutscenes. The only movie that hasn't had cutscenes was Avengers: Age of Ultron. So again, this is I'm going to speak about the final cutscene in Ant-Man. If you have not seen Ant-Man, I repeat, if you have not seen the Ant-Man movie, then please do not listen to what I'm about to say next. Fast forward. Don't listen to this. But here we go. I'm warning you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So in the Ant-Man cutscene, we see basically Bucky being locked up to some type of he's been chained up, or his hands been locked. So a lot of people were saying, okay, cool, is Bucky going nuts? Is he trying to kill himself? Is he trying to move his hand? Steve Rogers basically tied him up with a Falcon. What is it? Because the cutscene, Steve Rogers Steve Rogers is basically saying, okay, Bucky, what's going on? Should we tell Iron Man? What's going on? What should we do? Then I think the Falcon goes, we tell Iron Man, and he was like, no, we'll keep it between being us. And then obviously Falcon goes, I know a guy. So in a sense, he's talking about Ant-Man. So everyone was basically talking about the cutscene going mad, like, what does it mean? Because there's so many meanings to the cutscene. So Sebastian Stan, who plays the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes, came out and said, it sounds like he might be leaning towards a bad guy. I think what Bucky was caught in was more of a vice. So you have Sebastian Stan, who, sorry, my bad, I got it wrong. Sebastian Stan said, Stan told BuzzFeed, but it would never happen at his own hand, by his own doing. In terms of the scene in Ant-Man, I've seen some of the ideas people have had about it, and I would say that whatever you're seeing on the surface, it's not as obvious as that. There might be a whole lot more to the scene. I would say someone would probably want to put him in a vice. Pretty nuts. But that's what Sebastian Stan said about the cutscene. Let us know what you think about the cutscene. What did you think? What did it mean to you? Did you watch Ant-Man? What did you think of the movie so far? What was your best scene? What do you think of the cutscene? What is Bucky doing? Was he going nuts? Is he still in that Hydra phase? Have they put him there because he's not stable? What's happening? Let us know. Also, Ant-Man has now, money-wise, Ant-Man now has a global total of 226 million and should pass 2008's The Incredible Hulk sometime in the next week. So the Hulk made 263.4 million, which is nuts. But yeah, Ant-Man is doing pretty cool, I guess, money-wise. A lot of people said it was going to just make over 50 mil in opening day, and it cleared up over 100 mil. So yeah, next we have some Doctor Strange news. One of my favorite characters. So Tilda Swinton, who she's been casted to play Doctor Strange, says she doesn't know if she will play the Ancient One's role in Doctor Strange as a man or woman. So the Ancient One is a man in the comic books. If you read Doctor Strange Volume 1, you know about him, get his origin story. I'm not going to go into it because I did previously before. But he's an old man, a very powerful man that deals in the mystical. I'm doing it again, aren't I? Going into the mystical black arts that trains and teaches Baron Mordor, Doctor Strange's enemy, and obviously trains Doctor Strange to become the master sorcerer, master of the mystical arts. And at that time, Doctor Strange was actually a master. Well, he is, but he started as a master of the black mystical arts. Damn, I love Stanley. So, is she going to play him as a man? She can play him as a woman. Guess we're going to find out pretty soon when the news pops up. Still, regardless, I'm still watching the movie. Also, we have Fast and Furious 6's Joe Taslim cast in Star Trek Beyond. So Star Trek Beyond is basically The next Star Trek movie, in the sense it's Star Trek 3. Idris Elba, obviously you've known him as Mr. Stringer Bell and Hamadil in Thor. Is actually the villain in this one, from what's come out. I see him actually going up there, still in space. Tyrese Gibson confirms Green Lantern Corps meeting with Warner Brothers. He says, "I've already had a couple of meetings at Warner Brothers, so we'll see what happens. I do believe that there needs to be more black superheroes out there, but that's not even my motivation. I think I would be the best Green Lantern, and based on my fans and supporters, they spent around $6 billion in box office receipts. I feel like there's a fan base of fans out there waiting to see me put on this green suit and do my thing. So I would love to confirm something today, but I can't. So we'll just keep following up." Yo, so that's the movie news. My boy, my voice is going. TV, no, maybe here's some TV show news. So Power Rangers, the producer of the Power Rangers is to direct a dark superhero drama for HBO. So Adi Shankar, producer of the Grey and Power Rangers, will make his directorial debut on Gods and Secrets. So the show will be called Gods and Dark Secrets, a dark superhero drama coming to HBO according to Deadline. So Gods and Monsters is heavily influenced by Alan Moore's Watchmen and will explore the dark side of superhero general conventions. The story is set in a world where superheroes are a part of the global celebrity culture. When tragedy strikes, the Guardians of Justice secrets are revealed that will set the planet on the path to war. This stars WWE star Diamond Dallas Page. Oh yes, one of my favorite wrestlers. I loved his Diamond car. The Diamond Cutter. It's over. So stars Diamond Dallas Page, Jackson Rathbone from the Twilight Saga, Kellen Lutz, Shani Vanson, and Andy Monakas. Pronounce it wrong. Please don't kill me. From reading that, I'm assuming this will be like a superhero version of maybe the Game of Thrones, possibly. But I'm looking forward to this. Moving to some Supergirl. Supergirl casts Son of Anarchy Chris Browning as Reactron. Pardon me. Burping all over the place. So, former Sons of Anarchy actor Chris Browning is joining the cast of Supergirl as the villain Reacton, according to EU. So, real name Ben Krull, Reacton uses a nuclear-powered suit to menace Metropolis in the comics. Browning will make his debut in the third episode of the series and could become a reacting threat. Supergirl starring Melissa Benoist as Kara Zor-El premieres October the 26th on CBS. So, October this year. I'm really looking forward to it. The pilot was, well, the leaked pilot. I'm not going to review it now, obviously, but it's pretty cool, pretty funny. Can't wait. So, again, more DC news. Hawkman reportedly appearing on Flash and Arrow before Legends of Tomorrow. So according to Entertainment Weekly, Carter Hall, aka Hawkman, could first appear on The Flash and Arrow before debuting in Legends. What's more, the CW takes on the character's origins will reportedly stay extremely faithful to comic book lore. In the comics, Hawkman is a 5,000-year-old man who, despite being reincarnated throughout the centuries, can't can remember every past life, and why his female counterpart, Hawkgirl, has gone through the merry-go-round of life just as frequently as Carter. She will not remember any of their past lives together. Hold on, guys. Just remember them holding my Mac on my knees, and I was realizing, why do my knees feel so heavy? So that's why. Man, I'm tired. It's literally right now. It's gone past 10 minutes past midnight. I've got work tomorrow at 11:30. But I'm still doing this last podcast before I shoot off on holiday because it's got to be done. Where was I? Okay. For all you Star Wars fans, Mark Hamill is again voicing, so it's official, voicing the Joker in Batman, the Killing Joke. So first it was rumored, people were going, yes, is he going to do it? And then all of a sudden it came out officially that he's doing it. So Mark Hamill again is voicing the Joker in Batman, the Killing Joke. So now we've got the next few posts I'm going to speak about will be just about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, obviously Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3 is coming about September the 29th, which obviously means new things will be kicking off as usual. So, Howard Banks is joining the cast of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3 according to Deadline. Howard will have a major recurring role as Banks, described as an authoritative and intimidating agent. My WhatsApp's going off. I ain't spoken to this person for a long time. So Howard's other television credits include Bats Motel, Hatfields, and McCoys, and an upcoming role on Agent X. He's also appeared in films such as Taken Free and Limitless. It says Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. returns for Season 3 on ABC on Thursday, that's September the 29th. So, Blair Underwood, another character that was introduced in Season 2, returns to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, Dr. Garner is back. Agent May's ex-husband. Will they get back together? Never know. So, saying we can't say just what Garner's return means for May, but we can confirm that Underwood will return for multiple episodes in the series' third season. So what are you hoping to see between Agent May and her ex-husband? For them to get jiggy, you know? So he's coming back to the show. Again, we have another cast member that's been added to the show. Constance Zimmer. So the House of Cards and Unreal star joins the series as Coulson's newest adversary. Team Coulson all the way. It says this fall. My voice is starting to really, really go. This fall, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will follow director Coulson and his team as they track down the Inhumans across the globe, but they aren't the only ones looking. It says Constance Zimmer, House of Cards entourage, has joined the series to play the head of a mysterious new group that will cross paths with S.H.I.E.L.D. as both seek out new Inhumans following the events of the last season. Again, Cole Bennett, aka Daisy Johnson, aka Sky, aka the Hacker, aka the Inhuman, has had a haircut. Good for you, Sky. You look, Miss Cole Bennett, you look very, very beautiful. Even more younger with the short hair. So I really do like it. But you know, the reason she's had a haircut, because when you look at Quake, who she is, has short hair. So she's going more into character. So Season 3 will draw inspiration and characters from the Secret Wars comic book series. Now that Sky has been revealed as a TV version of Quake, Bennett is made to look a bit more like the TV version of the original character. So Secret Warriors have been introduced. So Secret Warriors is a team set by S.H.I.E.L.D. to basically do the dirty work. So it's pretty cool to see that Sky will be forming our own team. What does that mean for the other team members like Mockingbird, Hunter, Max, Fitzsimmons. What's gonna happen to them? You know, what is the team? Will they be joining this Secret Warriors team? We will see. But yeah, it's nice to see that they're going into more into the characters in this one. I'm gonna enjoy season 3 is gonna be cool because season 1 and 2 has been more like an origin story for Sky. Who is she? What's going on? What's happening with Coulson? You know, it's more been like a very intense, dark, dramatic build up. So season 3 is like going back into season 1 of Shield, I would say, where they're actually going into the missions and doing what they are doing, which is protecting the world. Damn, I'm a geek. Coulson lives. So some Netflix news. So Netflix opened to Punisher series movies starring Marvel Netflix characters. So Netflix Chief Content Officer Ted Sarandos revealed that he's certainly open to the idea of a Punisher series. So we all know basically that that the Punisher will be introduced into next year's season 2 of Daredevil. So Elektra's been casted as well, and so is Bullseye. So it's not a surprise that we might actually see a spin-off series of the Punisher. That would be pretty cool to have a Punisher series. Be crazy, be amazing. It would be nuts as well. So why not? Also, there is some rumors that have come out that Marvel might even be doing a Thunderbolts series as well. Just I think if they do, they'll probably be rivaling Justice League's DC's Legends of Tomorrow. So many things to see, guys. So many TV shows. It's crazy, right? Right. Comic book news. So this little post is about obviously Marvel after Secret Wars will be launching a lot new titles. I think 35 to 40 new titles. One of them is going to be Invincible Iron Man, so that's coming back. So written by Brian Michael Bendis, illustrated by David Marcus, and this post, I wanted to bring this up because they're saying that Invincible Iron Man is going to sell 200,000 copies when issue 1 does come out. It says if the pre-order numbers are indeed accurate, then Invincible Iron Man issue 1 will be the character's highest selling debut in years. To provide a little context, as Marvel's last Iron Man relaunch, Superior Iron Man, which I never picked up because I thought it was not really my thing, premiered to almost 84,000 units. Iron Man's 2 preceding series, Iron Man 2 from 2012 and Invincible Iron Man 2008, sold roughly 116,530 copies, and Invincible Iron Man sold 116,000 copies, 250,000 units. Which is still amazing if you think. It's nuts, right? It's for all you sneakerheads out there, right? That collect sneakers, and you guys think sneakers is the game and so forth. The comic scene is nuts. You're paying from a single comic from like £2 to like $200 or £2 or £200. Crazy, right? Right. Another new ongoing which will be basically coming out is the Avengers' own Greek demigod is returning to the Marvel Universe. I'm not talking about Thor. I'm talking about Hercules. So yes, right. Hercules is coming back, written by Dan Abnett and artist Luke Ross. So the series sees Hercules on the path to self-realization as he tries to become the hero he always thought he was. Along the way, he'll encounter several modern incarnations of creatures and characters from ancient Greek mythology. It says Hercules issue 1 is to hit stores November. I really hope that he has a running with Thor, because if you read the Thor comics, that's where Hercules actually, I believe, makes his debut, if I can remember correctly, and he does actually fight Thor, which is pretty cool. And finally, the Marvel have finally announced, and I think I said this in last week's podcast, I'm not too sure, but I'll repeat it just in case. After all the hopes, the wishes, the dreams, and I knew they were going to do this because of the movie, and it was going to come out sooner or later, Marvel have officially confirmed that they are doing a Black Panther series. Yes, they are. And this will be part of the all-new different Marvel, which all kicks off after Secret Wars issue 8, I believe sometime in October. They haven't announced the creative team, on the team on the book, but it's been officially announced, which is good enough. Which is good enough for me. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Kept it to actually an hour and 1 minute. We'll be talking for a few minutes, but yeah. So that's it for me in today's episode. Like I said, I'm flying off to the south of France, taking the Eurostar, and there's no Wi-Fi, but I'm saved because I was hearing that I was going overseas, and I thought I can't use my internet because you know how it is, guys. When you go overseas and you switch on data roaming, if you switch it on, your life will get destroyed. Your phone bill will be like a lot of money. So I found out my network provider O2 have said to me that if I pay £2 a month, £2 a daily, that I can use my internet. So I might have to do that. The reason I say this is because I might not be able to do the podcast and so forth, because obviously I'll be chilling with friends and family. So at least I'll have time to obviously just tweet certain things and stuff, just to keep everything nice and cool, like I said in the beginning. But yeah, guys, let you know I'm with you all the way. Podcast 110,000%, man. Yeah, so again, catch me, Mr. Sugar One Dude, from August the 14th for another podcast. Thank you for the love, support, guys. Again, follow me on the Twitter at CAVADJ. Check out the YouTube page, Two British Nerds with a Z. Facebook page, Two British Nerds again with a Z. Twitter page, Two British Nerds with a Z. And yeah, man, if you've got any questions, if you want us to speak about anything, any shout outs, any comics you would like us to review or read, anything, if you want to say hello, if you hate the show, if you like it, no feedback is bad feedback. If you want to be a guest, if you're a writer, producer, if you just like comic books and you want to just come on the show as a guest, feel free, man. Like, this podcast is here for everything. It's not comics and stuff, it's for everything, It's to get people's voices heard, if you want to talk about certain topics or anything, just, we will, and we like it, we like what you're doing. We'd like to have, obviously, you, as a guest on the podcast. So, guys, feel free. Don't be shy. You don't have to know about comic books or anything. We'll ask you the questions, and you just answer what you can when you can't. So, feel free, feel comfortable. Everyone's welcome. And again, thank you for the love and support. Shout out to Claire. Shout out to Lauren. Let's go. I'm tired. Shout out to Miss Social Butterfly. Shout out to Chanel. Shout out to Gemma. Shout out to man like Victor. What? Shout out to myself, DJ, Shava, Sava. Shout out to Mr. Shika One Dude. Shout out to Kimberly. And shout out to all you guys all around the world listening to this podcast on your phones, laptops, whatever. I'm talking rubbish now because I'm so tired. But yeah, guys, take it easy. And we'll see you guys after the 14th of August. Peace. Take it easy, guys.